Okay, welcome back to Off the Post. It has been a while. It has been actually quite a while, and we have missed a lot of action. But we are going to catch up to this week's results before we get on to the midweek's results, which kick off in the next few days. I think it's only one day. But on that, we have got the guys on the show. Thank you very much for jumping on. Nishka, welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, good mate, good. Good to be back. It's been a while.
Has been a while, hasn't it? It has been a while indeed. And we've also got Hoosie back on the show, mate. Welcome back.
I think he's gone for a swim in that swimming pool.
I
can't hear him. I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either.
I think he must be having a swim in that swimming pool, is he?
It must be. Can you not hear me? No, we can't hear you, mate. What have you done? If you're still in the Discord, mate, you need to come off the Discord. Anthony, we lost. Hopefully we can get Anthony back. It'd be really, really good to hear what he's got to say.
Hello!
We've got him. Welcome back to the show.
I just need to get a drink and I went for a swim.
No, all good, mate. How are you anyway?
Nishka? I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Very, very good. It's good to be back. I don't know what's going on here.
That whiskey tastes amazing. Don't judge me, Nishka. You know what time is?
It's 12 o'clock somewhere, mate.
It is. Anyway, guys, obviously a lot to go over. Tonight's topic, we do have obviously Matchweek 13. We won't go and rerun first 2 to 3 weeks, but first of all, Nishka, I'll put it straight to you, mate. The 3 weeks that we've not been on air since I was in the UK. How have you found it? The whole Premier League in itself, and who's striking the golden ticket and who has disappointed you massively? Just you.
What a question, man. What a
Get straight
question,
to the point, mate. Get straight to the point.
Oh, yeah. Aston Villa have been impressing me. They've been slowly ticking along after they had that slow start. I did say they were going to come good, and they've, I believe they're up to fourth now on the table. So they're making a real storm into the Premier League now. It's really started ticking for them. Obviously, Liverpool been a bit disappointing. Finally, we're back, but we're back. We're back this week. So hopefully the blips are done, and we can start building from here. Man City's been a little bit disappointing as well for mine, I think. Obviously. Oh, lucky to get away with it in the end against Leeds as well, to be fair, on the weekend. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's about it from me. What about you boys?
Yeah, we'll go with you, Hoosie.
Liverpool's been a bit of a shock these last couple of weeks, that's for sure. Losing the Forest for one. What was it, 3-0 to Forest? That was a big shock. Everton beating United the other week. That was a bit of a shock. Besides that, Villa been standout, and Arsenal staying on top of the table, straying away from the shitty City and Liverpool supporters.
Yes, we will touch base on that. And we've got Anthony in the show, mate. Welcome, Anthony. It's been a while. Thanks for jumping in and joining us.
No worries, mate. SJ, how are you?
Very well, mate. Very well indeed. And we're just going on the conversation of the last 3 weeks since we've not been on here. Who's disappointed you, and who's obviously holding the golden ticket at the moment?
Well, let's start off with my boys. Finally winning in away. It's a miracle. I had to scratch my eye for a split second thinking that we actually won an away game. But no, Liverpool's been the biggest disappointment, of the last 3 weeks. first of all, losing 4-1 to PSV is unacceptable. Then losing 3-0 to a relegation battling side like Forest is pathetic. But then beating West Ham, like, I feel like a blind chicken could beat West Ham, in my opinion. So, Liverpool, the biggest disappointments, biggest achievers, probably Aston Villa. Probably from a relegation zone to a top 4. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's my overview of the last 3 weeks. Losing away and losing away again, but beating Everton. Losing to Marseille, which finally made Eddie Howe actually not stopping believing in Nick Pope. I'm telling you, he's by far one of the worst goalkeepers in the Premiership. I don't care what the clean sheets say, mate. He is, when it comes to working at his feet, it's not great. He's not, in his positioning and his decision making, he's terrible either. No wonder we started Ramsdale, and look what happened. 4-1 win.
Okay. I like your honesty. I don't know if Nishka's got anything to say on that, but we will talk about obviously this week. I'll talk about mine. Since the last 3 weeks, I'd probably say Aston Villa and Brighton. Actually, Aston Villa sitting on 4th in the table, 24 points, and Brighton obviously beating some of the big teams as well, which have had a very, very interesting season. They've managed to put themselves up into P5. Biggest disappointment, Spurs. I think Spurs' home form has been absolutely, I think it's a home form. Yeah, home form has been absolutely abolishing. It's been shocking. They have not done very well at all. And I probably would say Liverpool as well. I don't know what's happened. I've said all the way along from the start of the season, they need that cohesion. They've got that result against West Ham, which we'll talk about later on. But yeah, sitting in the table in 8th position behind Man United, who looked like they couldn't score a goal to save their lives, but unfortunately have managed to walk away with a good result, especially at the weekend against Palace. So that's my take on it. But yeah, let's go straight into it. Anyway, right, let's kick it off with first game of the week, which was Brentford and Burnley. Obviously, Brentford have been in fantastic form of late, especially with Thiago, their striker. He is scoring goals for fun. Hoosie, thoughts of Brentford at the moment against Burnley?
I feel like Burnley even played awfully. It's just Brentford played a lot better. Brentford and Burnley, I considered both at the start of the season to be in that relegation battle, but especially after Brentford with that summer exodus and their manager leaving, I expected Brentford to do what Wolves are doing right now, being absolutely garbage. But no, Brentford has surprised me, and especially that striker. Like, I think there was a stat that came out. It was like the fastest Brentford striker to score 10 goals in the Premier League season, and I really rate it. And what Daniel Andrews has been doing there at Brentford is just incredible. What he's doing. But it's a bit of worrying for Burnley, especially since Brentford are meant to be around where they are. To drop points to what could have easily maybe been a drawn game is just a bit of concern for Burnley. But obviously, we're heading towards the Christmas period, and they need to start getting some points.
Do you see at the table at the moment of how Burnley are going? Can you see them getting out there? There's only literally 2 points between them and Forest. Forest in 16th, Burnley in 19th. Obviously, with 10 points, they've lost 9 games, won 3, drawn 1. Do you believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel with Burnley? Even going into a very tough fixture, who a team have just lost this weekend as well with Palace. How do you feel about that?
This relegation fight has been so much better than the recent 2 years. Like, we've seen clubs come up and just be beyond pathetic, realistically. And now actually seeing Burnley not being rock bottom like what we've seen for the from the last couple of years of promoter sides has been fantastic. But I feel like there is light at the end of the tunnel for Burnley. I reckon they can survive, but I just don't think so for how competitive it is down there. I don't think Burnley actually have the quality, despite doing decent recruitment, but I just don't think that they will have the Premier League quality that some of these clubs have, like maybe a Forest or a Brentford. So who knows? Who knows? This relegation battle has just been blown wide open by how bad the start of the season was for Forest, Villa, and all those type of other teams.
Okay. Any take on that, Nishka, on the Brentford and Burnley game?
Oh, this game was boring until the last 15 minutes. Like there was nothing happening, and then the chaos just all ensued after that. 2 penalties, two late goals to win the game for Brentford. Yeah, it was pretty boring up until then. These teams, but I think Brentford, they're just ticking along nicely. They're doing what they need to do. Burnley, they're just in for a scrap, aren't they? Every game is a scrap for them. And like even the ones when they get the results, the goals are scrappy. It's scrappy. They just got to try and get what they can. That's what you expect from a battler.
Yeah, no, I think you're right there. I think Brentford have been pretty impressive this season, especially with Igor Thiago. He's only 3 goals behind Erling Haaland at the moment. He's having an absolutely fantastic season. So no, good to hear. What about you, Hoosie? What's your thoughts of Burnley and Brentford?
Yeah, it was definitely, like initially said, very boring until literally the last 10 minutes. 4 goals in what's that? 81st minute, then the 86th, and the 85th, and then the 90th. So I literally turned this game off at the 65th minute mark. We go do something else, and when I checked back and thought it was 3-1, I was a bit shocked, to be fair. But yeah, I got Thiago. I could see the way Haaland's been playing this season. I can see Thiago taking over Golden Boot run come Christmas time.
Really? Wow, that's a big assumption to make.
If you watched Haaland play the last couple of weeks, he isn't himself.
Okay. All right. All good. All right. We'll go over to the next team and Sunderland and Bournemouth. What a game this was, I've got to say. And I'm going to go straight back to you, Hoosie. Sunderland have been up and down the last few weeks, but still sitting in P6 in the table, joint with Brighton, 2 points behind Villa and Chelsea, 3 points behind City, and obviously fourth, I think about 8 behind Arsenal at the moment. But what was your thoughts to that? Because Bournemouth aren't an easy team and haven't been an easy team, but their results in the last few weeks have just been a bit disappointing.
It was actually a pretty enjoyable game to watch because Bournemouth were actually 2-0 up in the first 15 minutes. So it was actually a pretty good comeback watch with Sunderland coming back to that 3-2 with it being 2-1 at half time. And then, just that second half just looked like Bournemouth kind of shut down a bit and Sunderland picked up the game. With that late red card didn't really come in effect because it was just before the full-time whistle. So, but yes, it's always Bournemouth and Sunderland one of those teams. But I've noticed a lot of the big clubs are even struggling to score against this season so far.
Okay. Your take on that, Nishka? Sunderland and Bournemouth?
It was a bit of a bottle job from Bournemouth, to be fair. It's going 2 goals up early. Then I don't know. They let Sunderland back in the game, and they're letting them back in the game at home. And then, the last bit of the game, there was cards going everywhere, yellows, and then the red. Sunderland did what they had to do. Once they got the goal and they got in front, they closed the game out. They frustrated Bournemouth, and then we seen the red card.
Okay. And what about you, Anthony?
There was another stat came out, and it was one of the weirdest ones that I've technically realised. Sunderland, when they went 2 goals down in the Premier League era, lost 177 out of their 188 games. And now they've got their first win ever from coming back from 2 goals down in the Premier League era, which was one of the most baffling stats. But no, Bournemouth bottled it. Like, to go 2 goals up away from home and just let someone just back in it. And it was just sloppy defending from Bournemouth for apart from the pen, just sloppy goals. Like, just getting, if you're a goalkeeper, you should not be beaten at your near post, especially straight after half time to make it 2-2. Like, that's inexcusable. Inexcusable goalkeeping. And yeah, the red card didn't really make a difference. But Sunderland, I hate to say it, but freaking hell, they're looking good. They're looking good. And could be a Europa League push. I don't know. I don't want to see them in Europe, but freaking who knows? Who knows? This Premier League season is just weird. Just absolutely weird. But no, Sunderland, I reckon they pretty much confirmed staying up now. That's done and dusted. They're not going to fall off a cliff.
Yeah, I think that's unusual coming from a Newcastle fan saying too much about Sunderland.
Play them in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes, yeah. I think probably one of the surprises of the season, I think, at the moment is Sunderland. You know, there's these teams that go up into the Premier League, stay there, or they go down. The question has come in, are Sunderland or Bournemouth knocking on the door of the Europa season? Obviously, Anthony said maybe. What about you, Huzi and Nishka? What's your thoughts?
I could see maybe Bournemouth if Bournemouth really get it together. I don't think Sunderland can sustain this the whole season. I think they've signed some good players, and we're seeing some good results from them, like Traore and Brobby. These guys, good players. I don't know. I don't think they're the caliber of team to make Europe. I don't think. I just.
So
don't.
you would say
I can't
Bournemouth
see
ahead
it.
of Sunderland?
I think Bournemouth are slightly ahead of them. I think just by what I've seen over sort of the last season and then coming into this season, the results Bournemouth have been getting compared to. I won't say they can't, Sunderland. It's just, can they sustain that for a whole season? I don't know. Granit Xhaka is going to be a big key to that. He will be a big key to it.
Nishka, if you're not saying Europa League, can Sunderland get Conference League?
Conference League, possible. I'd have others. I'd have other teams there. I can't see Sunderland sustaining this point scoring that they're at the moment. I can't see that being sustained. You got too many teams like the likes of, you got Newcastle, Tottenham, even Crystal Palace, Man United, Liverpool. These teams are all going to start coming up the table, and I can't see Sunderland holding them off.
Well, Tottenham, if they play away, because playing at home, they look like a bottom four side. They can play away every game. Yes, they'll get win.
Coming from that, I can see Sunderland Bournemouth in the Conference League just come to it, but not Europa League.
Really? Well, they are 4 points ahead of Bournemouth at the moment.
When I look at the table, there's only 6 points between Everton in 14th and Sunderland up there in 6th. You know what I mean? And on the day, I'd probably back Everton to beat Sunderland. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's 4 points between 4th and 8th. It's insane.
It's so close. It's so close.
I reckon Liverpool won't even make Europe next year.
We'll get to that.
You drop one game at the moment, you can move like 6 positions. It's crazy. That's how tight it is in the middle.
We can drop a game and we stay first. It's all good.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You need to win 4 games before you jump anybody, mate. Down there on the bottom.
Oh, down the bottom there.
Yeah.
How's that, Nishka? How do you feel? You're in my favourite team sandwich.
All right, we'll move on. We'll go to Man City at the Etihad against Leeds, and I'm going to take this one straight to you, Nishka, because I think you watched this game. Leeds United, well, very, very unlucky here not to even take away a draw, especially against Man City. Give me a take on it.
Oh, early on, when the Leeds went 2 goals, there's no secret. I support Leeds a little bit as well. And when they went 2 goals down, I thought, this is going to be a bit of a procession. How many City going to put in? Is it going to be 3, 4, 5? Like, what's it going to be? And then after half time, they come out, they grabbed the 2 goals, and I was going, what's going on here? And I was thinking, no way, they're going to grab a point at the head he had. And And then typical happens to the lesser teams more often than not. These better teams, they just find a way in the last like few minutes or whatever, and they get the goal to win the game, and it's heartbreak for the lesser side. And that was the case here again, but not convincing from Man City to say the least.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. I agree. The Leeds were very unlucky not to get the 1 point. City, they're one of those teams this season that you look at their team on paper and then look at their performance, like losing to Newcastle at St. James's Park.
Which they do.
It's literally that you wouldn't think that's the same team, if you know what I mean. But the amount of money Man City has spent on their team than to what their performances are, it's just... I'll be surprised if City stay in the top 4 of the way they're going.
Ooh.
Oh,
that's a big question. I will touch base on that, and I'll touch base on Anthony as well on his performances. But yeah, thoughts of that game against Leeds, Anthony?
Just one word: lucky. That's literally what City were. They got out of jail again, and it's Foden again. Like when Pep came out and said, I think it was a couple of years ago, where Foden is the most talented player he's worked with, I laughed it off. But no, that man has shot back into form after the complete down season that he had last year, where he looked lost. Foden looked like a freaking small kid in Tesco for how freaking lost he was on the field, but he shot himself back to form. And City, I agree with you that their performances are not being top 4 quality, but for how weird this league has been, I won't be surprised if City just wound up second, or they just go on, the question is, would they step up anymore, or would they start getting a row of wins? They will just start getting a row of wins. And they play Fulham, and I expect them to get the job done against Fulham easily. Probably like an easy win for them. But if they play like they did
Do you, though? Do you? Really? Fulham just beat Spurs.
Beating Spurs at home is beating Spurs at home is so easy. It's not funny. 5 points from a possible 21. I reckon Man City will walk the floor with Fulham, especially away. Man City are normally very, very consistent away from home. Apart from anytime they come to St. James's Park, which is just weird. They just hate going there. It's just Jose Mourinho of teams when they come to St. James's Park. Just hate it. But I reckon Man City will get the job done against Fulham. But your boys against Brentford, which we'll probably touch about after, it's going to be quite interesting.
I'm going to go away from the Premier League, and I'm just going to mention the Champions League as well. I think that the problem is with all these top clubs, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, they're playing Champions League football as well, which we know is elimination battle now. You obviously go a certain point. If you get further to the table, then you don't really play a big seeded team, so you've got more of an opportunity getting into the semis. The problem is now City, I think I'm just looking at their last game. They lost against Newcastle, which was a great game. But then they played Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League and then lost in that, and didn't look very comfortable against Leeds either. And I think Hootie touched base on it as well. Haaland looks uncomfortable. And I think you're looking at that lineup and you're looking at it, you're going, they can be got at. Harvey Barnes caused so many problems in that game. And you're probably looking at that game as maybe a draw, maybe a Man City win. You wouldn't have thought that they would have got the win at St. James's Park. And then, obviously, the week later, they then go to Leverkusen, which you're thinking, Leverkusen aren't that the similar team anymore. They've got rid of so many players. But then they end up losing at home. So, I don't know. I think, will they slip up anymore? The question, I think they will. I think they're going to slip up more than you think. They've lost against Brighton. They've lost against Newcastle, Tottenham, and I think the one thing compared to last season is these top clubs at the top are losing a lot more games this season than they have last season. Man City are on 4, Chelsea are on 3. United are on 4, Liverpool are on 6, Tottenham are on 5. Newcastle are on 5. It's an unusual season. So for me, I think Man City will slip up, and I think they'll slip up against a bogey team, and I think one of the top 5 guys will beat them again. The question is, can they afford it? It's nice little battle at the top 5 at the moment, but you've seen how quick things can change with one loss. They get one win, they're back up on it again. So I think the season's interesting, but Man City aren't the same team, and they need to
going
go
off that.
Mm.
I was just looking at the Champions League as you're saying it. Man City still may not even make the final of the fucking Champions League. So they've still got Galatasaray, Real Madrid, and then they got Bodo. But I've been watching the Bodo games, and they are no pushover either. They gave it to Atletico Madrid 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
So it's with the points they got, they're only on 10, and there's only 3 points separating 10th and out in the new Champions format. So the way they're going, if they don't pick it up, it could be a disaster season for City.
Yeah, definitely. And there's more games, isn't there? There's a lot more games over Christmas break as well. So they've got to keep the guys on the pulse as well. All right, we'll head over to your team, Anthony, away from home. Everton getting a fantastic result against Man United last week, which I don't think how they'd managed to do that. Great goal by Shrewsbury Hill there, but 4-1 against Everton. You really did wipe the floor with them.
I had to rub my eyes to actually think I was dreaming for a bit, because our away form was pathetic, really, really bad. Like, I think we had won away from home since Leicester last season, back in April. That was the last time we won away in the Premier League. So to see Matic Tau, who has been such an underrated signing from AC Milan, just bagged 2 goals, especially one in the first minute. I was like, what? And then to run away with a 3-0 lead with our shiny new toy, Nick Voltemade, scoring again. Like, that man is just, I don't know what possessed him, but he's definitely showing the Bayern Munich Chiefs wrong when they called us a bunch of idiots for paying nearly 70 million for him. And it's nice to see that finally Hal started to drop some of his favourites, like the Nick Pope. Finally took the gamble, and it paid off. And we looked so much more comfortable at the back with Ramsdale than we did with Nick Pope. And I'm hoping that he can start Ramsdale way more often, because, like, especially after the game against Marseille, I was done with Nick Pope after the game against Marseille. That was pathetic shambles of goalkeeping. And then to drop him finally and to put Ramsdale and get a 4-1 win, what does that say, pretty much, about the stability at the back compared to when we have Pope in goal?
Well, yeah, I think we know ourselves of my team, Arsenal, found it very, very difficult to go to St James's Park, and Newcastle play a very tough game there. But Everton have been on good form. They've just come off a win from Old Trafford, so to lose 4-1 at home is an interesting, situation. But when I did see some of the goals from Newcastle, it was shocking defending as well. So great result for Newcastle. I'm going to bring in that question after I've gone through everyone as well. Talking to Anthony about that. What's your take? Newcastle's result against Everton, Uzi? We may have gone to sleep. All right, I'll go over to Nishka. Nishka, Newcastle getting a result against Everton away from home.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good result. 4-1, solid. Not an easy place to go win either against Everton. I think Everton have been playing quite well lately too. So, yeah, I think it's a good result. Yeah, I know. We're making a point there about Nick Pope as well, but Nick Pope doesn't score 4 goals. That's a big difference there. They still conceded the goal, so I don't know if it's all on the goalkeeper, to be honest.
But yeah, I understand that he doesn't score 4, but we look so much more stable at the back against Everton than we did against Marseille or any of the games that Pope's played. So much more stable.
Different team, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I remember, and then also where Ramsdale comes from.
Oh yeah, that's why I was worried when we bought Ramsdale. I thought, no, don't tell me we're going down, because he likes more relegations than freaking anything. That bloke.
I don't, when I look at Nick Pope, like I know they beat Man City when he's in the team. They beat them 2-1. So they've only conceded 1 goal there. They've conceded 1 goal again this week. Then the game they conceded 3 against I believe it was a Brentford, I think, and they lost 3-1. They had a red card. That's on the defender who got a red card. That's not on the goalkeeper.
And also, you remember, he's got to get through the 10 players in front of the keeper first before it even gets down to him. So you can't really blame the goalkeeper in the first place when the defense can't defend.
Well, it does. Yeah, that's okay. That's a fair point. I've just been super critical with Nick Pope when it comes to sometimes his decision making. Like he's just, especially for the 2 goals against Marseille, really, really put me in his bad books. Really terrible goalkeeping from him. But again, I'm so happy that he picked Lewis Hall for this game instead of Dan Burn. Like Dan Burn as a centre back works. As a fullback, he gets burnt. No pun intended.
Stop eating, Mishka.
I do agree. I think Lewis Hall played fantastic against Man City. Ex-Chelsea seems to have a little bit more over on Burn at the moment. Where do you think Hughesy Everton can bounce back from a thrashing?
I wouldn't even call it a thrashing, to be fair. It was just
it probably was a pretty abysmal result, especially what they just come off.
Yeah,
off.
I wouldn't call it as a thrashing. If you go back and look at the stats, as such, Newcastle Everton themselves had 10 shots that whole game compared to Newcastle's 13, so it was quite even that half, and it wasn't even the possession-wise. It was only 51-48. So if Everton could finish their chances, it could have been a different game. But Ramsdale did a fucking amazing job in goal there on top. But Everton have a big ask in Bournemouth next week. So the way Bournemouth has been playing as well, even though they lost, I can still see Everton. It'll be a hard one to pick.
Okay. I think it's easy to get caught up in score lines, calling them thrashings and stuff like that. Like when you concede a goal in the first minute, you're on the back foot. You got to try and make something happen. You got to try and get back in the game, and it opens up straight away. And then before you know it, 20 minutes in, you're another goal down. You're going, oh shit, we're 2 goals down. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just put your hands up and go. Oh, well, let's just only lose 2-0. No, you're going to try and win. You're going to try and get a goal back. And that breeds another goal. And before you know it, it's out of hand, all because you conceded the goal in the first minute. Do you know what I mean?
But you're looking at 4 goals at home. That's not good.
Yeah, but how often? If they're doing it every week, it's a concern. But one game, do you get concerned about it? Well, probably not.
17 goals against them. The joint with Fulham, sitting in 14th position. I'd say that's a bit of a concern.
They just beat Fulham 2-0 at home just week before.
I know.
So you think they'd be concerned about it? They didn't concede any goals that week.
No.
I don't, it's hard to be getting concerned. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I'm going to go back to you, Anthony, with the question: do Newcastle think they've got the right deal, Walter over Isaac for the time being?
For the time being, yes. We bought a player who is half the price. We sold off a guy that didn't want to be there whatsoever, and if we kept him, we'll probably be in the under 21s. And we've pretty much got the right deal. We've got 150 million to spend maybe in the January transfer window to like maybe bolster some of the squad, and then I feel like Voltemade will be able to do the job for us.
Okay. Well, Joint, he's scored 5 goals in the Premier League so far, 6th in the standings, and Isaac unfortunately is not in there. Obviously in the top 10. He's just scored, I think, his first goal of the season against West Ham, which we'll talk about. But the main question I'm asking regarding this is longevity. Is this a season that that you're going to benefit from him, or do you believe that Isaac will get into his prime, or give him maybe the second half of the season to perform?
Well, if you look at Isaac's first season at Newcastle United, people have written him off as the biggest flop ever from a Newcastle striker. And that's saying something because Joe Linton existed. So, and then he had that 2 decent seasons for us, and then he turned into like one of the most lethal strikers in the world. I will say the world as well, as alongside the Prem. So I was seeing Voltemade, who's I think a couple of years younger than Alexander Isak. I think he's 21. Let me just I think 21 or 20. I forgot how old he is again. But I just feel like Voltemade can be one of those guys where he can stay. I feel like he will stay at the club for a while until we get that ginormous offer from Bayern. 23. Isak's about 24, I think. 24, 25. So about a couple of years younger. But I've been so impressed. I was a bit worried when we bought him for that much. I was like, is this gonna be like an Andy Carroll all over again? For like that striker that's just not gonna perform. But no, I've been so impressed with his aerial, and even those 5 goals. Like against Man City, he destroyed Man City in the air. Like he was fantastic. So I feel like Isak, I'll give him time as well. Even though I did say that he would be the biggest flop of the season, and I still stand by that. But nah, I reckon they're both on par. If you give Voltemade the tools.
Okay. I'll take it to you, Nishka. Obviously, talking on the other opposite end of the scale there. How do you think Newcastle feel at the moment?
At the moment, I'd say they're happy at the moment. Isak scored finally. Maybe we might see him start playing good. I hope.
Yeah. Do you think it's longevity though that Liverpool fans are going to be looking at? You've signed him a long time.
Only time will tell. Yeah.
So still undecided.
Yeah, he came into the season a bit. We don't know how much training he'd been doing. We don't know how fit he was. He's fitting into a new team, a system that's still trying to figure out massively. And the player that suffers the most from a not functioning system is the striker. Like they ultimately don't get the service. They don't get to be on the end of it. And that's the key. I have to say, I know I've been saying this for a few weeks now, but once it starts ticking at Liverpool, I think that's when you can make the judgment. Like we seen last season with Darwin Núñez, right? Like that team was ticking massively, and that guy was just butchering chance after chance after chance after chance, and like there's only so much you can take. And then he's done. You know what I mean? It's not like that's not happening for Isak. You know what I mean? He's not getting chance after chance after chance. It's little half chances, and he's trying to make something. He's had little glimpses where there was one game he made this like really good like layoff instead of trying to take the shot, and we got the goal. But it's few and far between with what's happening with us at the moment. There's no connectivity up top at the moment. I think he's suffering from that at the moment. I think once you see it start ticking, there, and if he's really blundering chances and not scoring the goals, then I think you can make an assessment on it. At the moment, I think it's still too early to say he's a dud.
Okay. All right. Good answer. What about you, Hoosie? What's your take on Walter Marty and Isaac?
I haven't really seen much of Isaac since he's left Newcastle, to be fair. I haven't really paid attention to Shitterpool, as I like to call him at the moment, or Flopperpool. But I think it's good that he's gone. I really feel like Newcastle actually picked up since he's actually not at the club at all. Because when all that speculation was going down of him leaving, or is he staying, is he leaving, I know that Newcastle's head went down a bit for that stage. Now Newcastle's actually enjoyable to watch, I might say, with him gone.
Okay, good answer. Good answer.
I just want to remind Hughes he only lives 5 minutes from me as well.
Well, it's honest. You've got to be honest on here. You know, there's not fucking around here, being honest. We'll have to wait and see. Drew got the form there, mate. Thank you very much for the message. Welcome to the show.
Good day, H-Town.
There's H-Town, is it? Thought it was.
Yep.
Drew. Yeah. All right, we'll head over to the next few games. We'll do these ones quickly because I really don't have much to say. Go straight back to you, Hoosie. Tottenham and Fulham, another loss at home for Spurs.
I wouldn't even call them Spurs, to be fair. They only seem to show up when they go away.
I'm fucking loving it, mate.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it as an Arsenal fan.
Clapping my hands together.
I'm hoping now, with all houses gone, I hope they're regretting sacking Ange Postecoglou because he never lost to a team like Fulham as bad as they did. They only scraped that goal, luckily. So lucky it wasn't 3-0, 4-0 to Fulham, the way that game was when I watched. That was horrendous.
I think Fulham did invite Spurs back into the game, though. You could see that in some areas. You know, they made their subs. Khalil Mawani does look quite good. He's going to... I don't know if Tottenham are going to have the time with him. Unfortunately, he's got the loan deal. There's no sign there. I'm not sure if that deal is included with obligation at the end. But he does look good, and he does look like they need someone like that. But they just... people are saying that Van der Ven is a fantastic player. He is a fantastic player, but is he consistent enough? You know, he done one fantastic late tackle that could have stopped Harry Wilson getting another one, and then he goes and makes a massive boo-boo the other end. So I don't know. I don't know. Thomas Frank's got a lot of work to do there, and he's a good manager. I do like Thomas Frank. I think he's a great manager. He was good at Brentford. But this is Tottenham, and the mentality, you know, and obviously losing the chairman. I don't know. For me, if I was a Spurs fan, and I really do hope that Jamie O'Hara is fucking watching this, because you got to sort it out. You cannot be losing this amount of games at home. It's just not good enough. You know, you need to be going to that stadium and being scared of, you know, and at the moment, Tottenham have been walked all over by all teams, bottom, mid, and high. As we saw last week, they got absolutely mullered in the London derby and didn't really cause any problems at all towards Arsenal. And the only reason everyone's probably not talking about it is Richarlison's goal, which was fantastic, but no one was talking about it, you know, because it didn't do anything. And that's a shame. That's a shame in football, because those are the moments that you want to remember, but no one's going to remember that. Fulham, on the other hand, Hoosie, what's your thoughts of Fulham at the moment?
Good day, Symphonic, as well. See you in the chat there, mate.
Yeah, good. I'll put that shout out in a sec. Hoosie, Fulham, if you're there, or have you disappeared again?
No, I'm here. I was just answering phone for work. Yeah, it was actually quite enjoyable. The Fulham was actually a quite enjoyable team to watch. I reckon they'll stay up. I really do, and I hope they do. To be fair, come end the season, I reckon it'll be a bit of a nail biter for them with how the season looks. But they got Man City next. Another team that's we were just speaking about earlier, how not informed they are themselves. So it'll be an interesting one, especially just after being Spurs, but Spurs beat City if you want to go that way of looking at it. And it's at Fulham's home ground, so will City finally turn everything around, or are Fulham going to give it to City, like they have been to all the big clubs?
Okay, all good. What about you, Nish? The Tottenham and Fulham game.
Oh man, what is that first 10 minutes? They just got blown out of the water in 10 minutes, and then Fulham just shut up shop, and it was like, oh man, how can you be doing that at home against Fulham? I don't know, man. It's no disrespect to Fulham, but yeah, like you say, you're Tottenham and you're playing at home. you get 2 goals put on you in the first 10 minutes, and then they can't even. They got 1 goal back, but they struggled badly to even try and fight their way back into the game as well. They just had nothing to break them down with.
Yeah, well, I think you nailed it on the head. First 10 minutes, park the bus, game over. And Tottenham really didn't cause any Fulham any problems at the end either. So pretty lackluster performance, really. Yeah, you nailed it, really. We'll move on. Don't have much to say for you, Anthony, as well. Thoughts of the Fulham and Tottenham game?
When Fulham went 2-0 up, it gave me a sense of deja vu from when we beat Spurs 6-1. I thought this was going to be like 3, 4, 5, 6. But Thomas Frank has a massive, massive mountain to climb for this club. Because Ange got sacked from winning Europa League. What are they going to do to Thomas Frank if they don't? Like, I don't expect him to be sacked after 1 year. Like that just screams instability whatsoever. But that is technically Spurs. They're just they look so unstable. And you say that Van de Ven's a fantastic player, and it's just like, really, where's the quality in the Spurs side? Like, there's flashes of quality, like, but they just cannot get a performance to save their lives right now. And I can't even call Spurs bottlers because they're past that now. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Anthony. Like, if they kept the foot down in this game, it could have easily been like what you're saying, a deja vu. Like, if they kept the foot down, I don't expect a team like Fulham to try and keep the foot down against a team like Tottenham. But if they did, easily they could have scored 4 or 5 goals. Like the way Spurs were playing. But they obviously shut up shop. They didn't try to push the game any more than that. But they had it in control, I felt.
Yeah, I think you got to take into account they do have a lot of players out injured as well. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but Madison, Kulevski, Solanke's done nothing this season as well. So they don't seem to have that target man up front, and they've brought players in as well. But Xavi Simons is supposed to be great talent. He's done nothing.
And how bulk standard this damn league is, that Spurs are actually 4 points off Brighton and 5th. That's how bulk standard this league. And Liverpool have what? 6 of the last 7 Liverpool have lost, and they're somehow above, like, in 8th. Like, that screams how inconsistent this league is. And that's no disrespect to Liverpool, because obviously Liverpool one of the great clubs in England. But freaking losing 6 of your last 7, you should be in the relegation zone, not in the top half.
Yeah. Liverpool just suck, remember?
Yeah. All right, well, we'll go straight over to the next game, and I'll go straight back to you, Anthony. But just a big shout out to Cinefinic there. Thank you very much for the message, mate. Press the blue button if you are subscribing, and let us know who you support, bro, if you are into football or not. Right, back to you, Anthony. Man United and Palace, and a lot of people had the prediction on this. The Palace were going to take the win, and unfortunately didn't. Lost at Selhurst Park to a United team. Well, I watched this game and didn't even have anything in the bag, and no Sesko. But Xerxes stepped up and scored a fantastic goal and got 3 points.
And fucking Mason Mount, like, what?
Yeah,
Mason Mount, like, I haven't heard of that name in freaking 3-4 years. Haven't heard of him much, but Freaking, I forgot he was still there at Man United. I completely forgot about him. But no, Man United, they had somehow 2 points, 2 points off fifth, like a point off fifth. And we were calling for Amorim's head. Like, I even called for Amorim's head, and I'm not a United fan. And he just turned this all around and actually started to pull off some decent performances. But for Palace, to play a side that you battered 4-0 earlier in the year, to lose 2-1, it's a bit floundering. And especially after the Conference League game against Strasbourg, where they just let Strasbourg have fun with them, pretty much. Is it concern time for Palace, or is it just a bit of an overreaction?
I think if you look at the game in itself, though, Palace had so many opportunities. You know, Mateta had so many. He put one wide. He put another one wide. He was one-on-one with the keeper, put it wide. You know, the penalty, which was a bit of a talking point, but got the retake. He scored. Man United really didn't do anything. They were just, the free kick was abysmal from Palace. I think they were quite unlucky, to be honest with you. I think they should have probably walked away with the game. Very similar to the Liverpool game, when they had so many chances and could have been 4-0 up in the first half, or even 5-0 we were talking about, but then ended only winning the game by a last-minute decision, I think which was unfortunate. What do you think, United? Are we going to start to see United bounce back, Nishka, from this, or is this just a blip for Palace? Like, what's your thoughts?
I think we're seeing a little bit more belief in Man United now. I believe. I feel like it could be crushed again at any moment if they get a couple of bad results. So I feel like they could end up back where they were, but they're slowly trying to pull themselves out of it. I feel like I know we were ones that said that give Amarin like a lot longer. Everyone else was saying 2-3 weeks, and he should be gone this week, sort of thing. But I think you're seeing now. You got the manager there. He's trying to get these guys playing the way he wants them to play. Sometimes that's all it takes. It just takes a bit of time. I think the biggest thing for United, I think that the signing of Brian and Mbeumo, he's fantastic. He's giving them a bit of spark. He's giving them a bit of energy, and I don't know. I feel like he's doing wonders there for them. I know he's not on the score sheet, but I think he's been the shining light for them, and he's a big reason why they are where they are on the table, I believe.
But I would not be surprised if they lose to West Ham. I would not be anyway as surprised if they lose to West Ham at home.
Yeah, that's the sort of team they are.
What about you, Hoosie? Your take on United and Palace?
In my opinion, I reckon United got lucky near the end of that. Crystal Palace looked like they had that game in control in the first half. Yeah, it was only a pen, but just the way they just held their own against that United team. And like we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago in SJ when we're talking about United. That United team is not. You wouldn't even think that that's United. It's not even a scary lineup to look at anymore. Mason Mount, I thought he retired. I agree with Anthony. I've completely forgot he exists.
It's like Luke Shaw as well. I'm like, how's that guy still playing?
Yeah, my point is that some of those players in there, you'd think they would have retired already.
Yeah.
All left.
I would agree. I thought Luke Shaw was very good in that game, though. I think if it wasn't for Luke Shaw, they would have had serious trouble.
Martinez back, big though.
Yeah,
big for them.
All right, we'll go straight over to you, Nishka, for West Ham Liverpool. Finally, Liverpool getting a result on the table. Probably something that Arne Slot needed. I know. I cannot believe we're saying this. Definitely some motivation and a bit of momentum for Arne Slot and the Liverpool team. Thoughts of that game?
Well, we didn't blow anybody out of the water, that's for sure.
We made it
But,
fucking hard.
man, it's a massive 3 points to get. Like we had to win, and when you're struggling, those games when you go away from home, they're just that bit harder, aren't they? Like when you're in real bad form, like it doesn't matter who you're playing, you go away from home, it's harder. It's harder to win. So to get that, I think Isak getting a goal could spark him some confidence now. The one shining light in this team has been all season. He's on the score sheet again. Cody Gakpo, man, the guy's been playing phenomenal, but man, he needs some help.
Salah bench though.
Yeah, he's been out of form, mate. It's that they had to make big call. They've done it a couple of times now. He's been benched. Oh, I don't know. Maybe is he carrying a bit of a niggle and he's playing through it? Don't know.
Or is he? Or can you see Salah out the door come end of the season?
Ekitike starting on the bench again as well. Ooh, I don't. What's going on with that? There can him and Isak play in the same team? Maybe they're thinking that they can't. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about this keeping on playing Szoboszlai right back either. I'm not too sure about that. I don't know. That just tells me we need to go buy a right back, man. Like if that's what we're doing, like he's not a right back. He's a midfielder, but he's doing a job there. But I don't know, man. We just seem all out of whack, worse than normal at the back. But we keep a clean sheet, and the man that I've been asking to be playing on the pitch, Joe Gomez, is on the pitch. You know, well, he didn't actually. Szoboszlai mustn't have played at right back.
No, he didn't. He played in Salah's position.
Does it worry you, Nishka, that it's West Ham and
it took you 60 minutes to score your first goal,
and on Thursday you've got Sunderland? Does that worry you?
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't expect us to go down and blow West Ham out of the water. We haven't been playing like we're going to do that. I think we were in control of the game? Yeah. Did it take us a bit longer to get the goals? Yeah. Was I worried? No. In the game, I don't know. It's a hard one. Like I know West Ham got the red card as well. That didn't affect the game. Like we had the game in control by then. I don't know. Is it on us that we only beat West Ham 2-0, or do we look at this West Ham team as well? I'm looking at this West Ham. How is this team playing so bad? Like I look at the players they've got. I'm like, how is this team so bad at the moment? Like they got good players there. Jared Bowen, Callum Wilson, Paqueta, Wan-Bissaka is a good player. Tadibo is a good defender. Like they got good players. I don't understand why they're going so badly.
I've got a question for you, Nishka.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Salah will be out the door end of the season?
I think he will. I think he'll go to like Saudi League or something and make some big money for one season. I couldn't see him staying at Liverpool. He's not going to be playing, I don't think, after this season. I think he's lost that little bit of that, just with his age. He's just lost that little bit of where he's quick. That was him, his pace, and he's just lost that, I think.
Okay.
What is he now? 34?
Yeah, it's just not as sharp as what he was. It's I think you get to a point in your age when you get to that. Man, he's good to be a winger that's that old and still be playing the way he was last season. Is a credit to him and his fitness and all that sort of stuff. But if you don't have any other bows, like strings to your bow, other than like your pace, like Salah's real pace, he's not two-footed. It makes it very difficult once you start getting a little bit older and you just get a little bit slower. It makes it very difficult. If you don't have both feet and you don't have another string to your bow, you can fall off very quickly.
Okay. Does anyone else have any takes on the Liverpool and West Ham game? Otherwise, we'll move on.
It was a bit disappointing, to be fair. Took Liverpool 60 minutes to break down a West Ham defence that's been shaky all season. So it's a bit of a worry with a team like that. The players that Liverpool have, the way they played last season. I really actually do hope they do turn it around, so we actually have a good title.
Well, it's no shots on target for West Ham. Who's he in that game at all? Which is abysmal. At home.
Yeah.
You know, it's not good. Not good. Okay, cool. Anthony, any take on this, or we'll move on?
Nah, just Liverpool were not convincing whatsoever. So I'm not going to see this as a turning point. I'm going to wait another couple of games if this is a real turning point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we will talk about the recap or the preview for this week's game. Moving on to 3 games left. Aston Villa and Wolves goes to you, Uzi. Wolves just does not seem to get a result. They're trying, and I felt sorry for them in this game because Martinez kept Villa in this game. I think Wolves had so many chances to try and pull the game back.
Martinez saved Aston Villa that game. That is for sure.
Massively.
If I remember correctly, he got man of the match for that game against the Wolves.
Do you believe tables have turned for Wolves a little bit?
Yes. A little bit, yes, but not enough. We will get a win this season. We will get a win. I just don't know when.
You ain't getting that shirt, mate. I'll tell you that for a fact. That ain't happening. Anyone else's take on Villa and Wolves? And otherwise we will move on. We've got 2 games left.
When are Wolves actually going to get a result? Because I'm looking at the next fixtures. Forest at home, United at home, Arsenal away, Brentford at home, Liverpool away.
We'll beat hold on.
They'll beat Forest. I think they'll beat Forest.
No, we'll beat United. We'll fucking lose to Forest and we'll beat United. You watch.
7 goals in 13 games.
Just to piss off RJ. Just piss off
7 goals in 13 games. Let that sink in.
Yeah, no, it's not good. And you've conceded 28 goals against you.
That's 4 goals to 1.
So?
Every 4 goals you're conceding, you're scoring 1.
Yeah,
that's not. You're gone. You're done if that's happening. You are gone if you were doing that.
You are fucked. We'll put it that way. All right.
Mate, in the top 2 leagues, Wolves had the second worst defense in the top 2 leagues. Only Sheffield Wednesday are worse.
I think this could be history. I think history records could be broken. If they do not win a game, this will be the worst team ever in the Premier League. I think just behind Southampton.
Not if they get 12 draws, then they historically can't be, because the derby will still be worse.
Yeah, probably. All right, well, we'll move on. But first of all, we're just going to give you guys just a little bit of a shout out just to let Finnick know who we support. Well, as you know, I support Arsenal. Nishka's a Liverpool fan. Huzi is an Arsenal fan, but he follows Wolves. And obviously, Anthony is a Newcastle fan. So there you go, Sinner. They are the teams. Moving on, 2 games left. Not much to talk about on this one. Nottingham Forest and Brighton. Forest were very, very poor. Brighton, same as Brighton. They were just lucky in some areas in the game. Anyone watch this game? Anyone want to talk about this game?
I got nothing on this game.
Nothing on this game. Just about Brighton. Just continue our Champions League push, it looks like. And Forest just look all at sea.
Okay. All right. Let's push on to the biggest game probably of the week. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Chelsea beating Barcelona, which everyone thought was madness. And it actually did happen. Barcelona going down to 10 men, getting the result, playing up against the team that has probably the one to watch out for and has been the one to watch out for with a few stats. Who wants to take this one away?
Yeah, me. Lucky.
Mishka.
You got lucky. And to answer Symphonic's question, yeah, Manchester, no good, mate. Don't want to know about it. Yeah, you guys got lucky. You're lucky Cosoto got a red card. This team absolutely loves red cards. What the hell is going on at Chelsea, man? Every time I'm on here, I feel like I'm talking about Chelsea red card. What the hell?
How many is that?
They must have had at least 5 or 6 red cards this season. It is insane.
I think it's 7 this season.
7.
They're doing an
Unbelievable.
Arsenal. They're doing an Arsenal.
It's been 13 games. 7 red cards. How? And how are they where they are with 7 red cards? This team, if they can stop getting red cards, they're the danger to Arsenal. This team right here.
Nah.
This is insane.
I'm going to hear you out. I want to hear what Nish is going to say because we'll talk a little bit about this because obviously it was the biggest game of the week, and obviously Arsenal had a massive opportunity to go even further in the table, especially with Chelsea being they were second in the table, weren't they, when this happened? Yes, they were, but then City just have overtaken them. So I think they had a chance to go 9 points clear. I think it might have been for Chelsea. So yeah, take me on the game. You said we were lucky. I agree, and I do disagree. But yeah, give me your take.
I think. Well, I think to start with, I think Chelsea were the better team to start with. I believe, and then they got once they got the red card. I thought, oh well, they're done. This is going to be a procession now. Arsenal will just get a goal whenever they get a goal, and then they come out after half time. They nipped one. And I thought, oh, what's going on here? Surely not. And then, Arsenal, they managed to peg one back. And you'd expect after they pegged that one back, with Chelsea being down to 10 men, they would have really drove it home. You'd expect an avalanche of chances and just didn't come. I don't know whether that's just the way Arsenal play because they never really attacked us either. And it hurt them against us when they lost. So is this a thing in their mentality where they're not? I know they're playing really good football at the moment, but is this their one chink in their armor when they play a bigger team? When they sense the blood, they're not going for the kill. They're not putting the foot down on the throat and going, "Hey, we're taking this game from you now. We're the boss." You know, that's the one chink I can maybe see in them because it's happened a couple of times now. Like Man City weren't on their game when they played against them. Liverpool, now Chelsea. Is that the one chink in Arsenal's arm? I don't know. Your boys' thoughts. What do you reckon?
I'll answer that question at the end. I don't know who wants to go next, but I don't think that's the case. I listened to what Shearer said, and I think both teams had a good week. You know, Chelsea play. I actually will answer the question anyway. Chelsea played Barcelona, tough game, Champions League, and Arsenal played Bayern Munich. Both teams won, and I think from the game, from what I saw, I think both teams took a little bit of a foot off the gas, a little bit, and I think maybe both teams were playing for a draw. I'm a little bit disappointed, probably from the point of view is that we should have closed the game out when they went down to 10 men. We had the players to do it. We changed the bench. Gyökeres should have scored. I can't believe he didn't score at the end of the game. The guy just got in his way, and that would have been it. That was the frustrating thing for me, and also the other frustrating thing for me was game management. You could see that Arsenal. A lot of their players were getting yellow cards. You had Hincapi with a yellow card, Mosquera with a yellow card, Calafiori with a yellow card. That's 2 of your back 4. 3 of your back 4 already. They bring on Lewis-Skelly, right, to take off Calafiori because he's on a booking. He's on the pitch for fucking 20 seconds and he gets a yellow card. It's like, what the fuck? Game management, you know. And I was looking at that game. I don't know if Husey would agree. Arsenal were very, very close not to get a man sent off. It was going that way. If we would have got another yellow, I think someone was going to get double booked, and that would have gone. That would have been very interesting with 10 men. But I believe when Casido got sent off, I don't think there was an urgency there to win the game, which is disappointing for me, to be honest with you, because it's massive. It's 8 points, 9 points ahead of P2 in the standings, you know, and that's 3 games. Well, yeah, that's 3 games to pull back. That would have been massive. That's my thoughts.
That's what resonates with me, though, SJ. You know, like what you're saying there. You said they're happy to play for the draw. The team's gone down to 10 men with 38 minutes on the clock.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You need to be going for the kill. You need to be trying to win that game, not playing for a draw.
Well-
I understand Chelsea. You're trying to play for a draw after that. It totally makes sense.
My opinion on this: Chelsea used the same lineup they did against Barcelona. They went full strength. Don't get me wrong; it's fucking no excuse. But compared to our actual starting 11 with your Saliba and Gabriel, who didn't play at all this game, might add. So that back line was a makeshift back line with the centre backs we had.
Yep. Agreed.
Saka's
Mothra and Hikapi.
Saka's first actual full game back from injury. And still no Grokeres or Odegaard in the starting 11. That game could have been completely different, in my opinion, with our official starting 11.
Odegaard sucks.
Calm down, Mr. Floppable.
Bro, that
I agree.
That guy is so overrated, bro.
I agree. I agree with Husey on that. I think that a lot of people have got to put the limelight and the spotlight on the two defenders for Arsenal. You know, Hincapi and Mosquero, first game partnering up with each other. There was no Saliba in the game, which I didn't even know about it. Gabriel was injured. People were saying, there was a lot of talk on last week. Gabriel, how are we going to do against Bayern Munich? Well, it isn't the same Bayern Munich that we've played against in seasons to come. Harry Kane was non-existent. And we wiped the floor with them, to be honest with you. 3-1, Martinelli came on, the subs made the difference. But then this game, you're thinking you're playing a team which are looking pretty good. Estavo on the wing, he looks very impressive. They had Cole Palmer back, didn't play though. So that was interesting. I don't know. It's a tough one. I listened to Shearer's comments match of the day, and he said that Arsenal and Chelsea had a good week. Now, do you agree with me? Did we have a good week? We didn't lose. We drew.
I reckon we had a good week. I really do.
But if we want to win the league, right? And I'm going to go over what Andy's going to say. If we want to win the league, we need to win this fucking game. We can't be drawing. We've beaten everyone else, right? Apart from Liverpool, right? And we'll go back to that game. Both teams 50-50. It took one bit of magic to win the game, and obviously Liverpool produced that magic. But look at Liverpool since then, have just dropped way off the earth, and Arsenal have just continued. Yes, injuries again. We've got key players injured, but the difference between last season and this season and those injuries is we've got so much squad depth. You know, we could take all of our back four off and put a whole new back four on. Are they going to be the same? No. We know that Saliba and Gabriel, in my eyes, and I don't know if it's facts, are the best partnership in the Premier League, without a doubt, and could be in the world at the moment, the way the two of them play. You change that structure, you have a completely different team. And like you said, Grokeres is not back yet. He's been out, and we've put teams away. Odegaard, the captain, has been out. Eze has just been outperforming. He's hit the light. He's hit a peak now.
He's proved himself. He's come back to his home. He's come back to his home club where he started football to prove himself. And I can almost agree he has done that from the moment he hit the ground running.
Well, he was poor against Chelsea, though. He was poor.
Yeah, but at the same time, what do you expect? After the game they just played literally 3 days before against Bayern Munich, who aren't a pushover team anyway. You might add, you can't just push them over. To a game against Chelsea in the Premier League, I'd be fucking sore. I don't know about you.
Yeah. You should ask the cat. What's the cat think?
Yeah, what's your cat think? That's your cat.
Cat looked interested. Cat
Sorry.
He said, fuck that, I'm out of here. I don't want to know about it.
I do agree. I do agree. What about you, Anthony? What's your take on this game?
What can I say? I watched a bit of it. Chelsea going down to 10 is just... There's three certainties in life. Death, taxes, and a Chelsea red card in the Premier League. Like, it feels like that at the moment. Like, the red card I see at the moment. But just to nick a point, And with the side that Chelsea have, like, Arsenal did a really okay job of stopping Esteval after he just cooked Barca. He cooked them so well. And to see Mikel Moreno as the number 9. Did Newcastle miss a trick with this bloke? Because I feel like we should have put him at the number 9. Then he would have turned into a world-class freaking striker, and then we never had to bought freaking Joe Linton. But that's a ramble. That's a massive what if that I want to talk about. But that's besides the point. But Moreno scoring again. I don't understand this bloke. But you guys are yellow card FC from this game. 6 yellow cards.
I know.
Just 1, but with a red.
It was going away for a second yellow, so a bit of game management. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm disappointed. I thought the game would have had a lot more, and could we have won it at the end?
Yeah.
Yes, but it is what it is. So
you can't complain. You're 5 points to the top of the league.
yeah, but you want to get. Yeah, but the thing is,
You need more points.
we
You
need
need
the points, bro. Like, if honestly, people are saying at the moment that there's 2 things in sports at the moment, right? If McLaren lose the championship in F1, it's probably going to be the biggest bottle of sports ever, because they were 104 points in front of Max Verstappen, and he's now only 6 points, 12 points behind, which is incredible. If we don't win the Premier League this season on how things have gone, then, because at the end of the day, every season teams get better and better and better. Liverpool, they won it last season. Are they going to win it this season? No, I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think Liverpool are going to win anything this season. I think this is going to be a lack of silverware this season. I think, can Man City pick it up? Yeah. Can Chelsea cause the problems? That's just the comment that's just gone in. Are Chelsea going to be the team to watch out for Arsenal? Possibly at the moment, the way it's going. But I look at that Chelsea team and I don't look at that team as amazing. I'm looking at the Barcelona squad, and they haven't got the same players. They rely very, very muchly on Lamar. Man City rely very, very muchly on Haaland. You take Haaland out of the game for City, who have City got? Honestly. Foden is so inconsistent. It is unbelievable. Man United, well, they've just signed a striker and he's not even playing, and it's 2 midfielders, a midfielder and a striker that's scoring goals. These are the games that you need those 3 points, and we may look back at that going, a point is what we need, but we now need to go to Brentford and get the win. Basically, we need to win that game and continue because we have to play all these teams again. For me, I don't know if Uzi agrees. I think it's 3 points lost.
Yeah, we shouldn't have drew that game. Should not have drawn that game. Especially because Grokerez came on 72nd minute for Eze, and then he went up top and Mourinho went back to the midfield. In my opinion, reckon it was a bad decision. If we were going to do anything, I would have left Eze on and substitute Zubimendi for Rice or Odegaard. But besides the point, it shouldn't have been a 1-1 draw.
On that note, last question: are Chelsea the team to watch out for Arsenal around the? No. Okay, Nishka.
Chelsea the team to watch out for
Arsenal.
Oh, I think they got to watch out for multiple teams. Chelsea.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you lose 2 games, we win 2 games, and we're back to 3 points. There's not that much in it. That's how quick it can turn. Like by next week, we could be looking at it and going, yeah, we could have won both our games, and you could have lost both your games. And
yeah, that's true.
Here we are. We're right back to square one. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? There's not much. Yeah, I don't know. There's plenty still to play out. You got to get through the busy Christmas period as well. A lot of games. This schedule as well now with the Champions League, the format with how many games you got to play too for the top 10. It is brutal. It is brutal how many games you got to play. So and we probably did see it with Arsenal. Like it's probably a little bit hard. They probably struggled to get up for that game, and that's going to happen. That's going to happen to multiple teams that are going to play in these European competitions. It's just how it is. Newcastle are probably going to suffer the same thing. I think we've seen it when they went down to Brighton, and I tipped Brighton to win that game. It's so hard after playing a European game to go down there and then try and win. Like it's hard to get up for games like that.
Yeah, I agree, because then you're playing your strong 11. You know, it was a strong team against Munich, and then you're playing a strong team against Chelsea, and you don't really want to move around apart from the cup, the Carabao, the cup. You might move around a few players and bring in a few reserve players on the bench or from the academy and stuff to give them a shot. So you want to try and keep that momentum going. What about you, Anthony? Do you think Chelsea are the team to watch out for Arsenal, or do you think multiple?
I reckon multiple. I feel like one of those wild card sides. You might laugh at saying it, but Aston Villa.
Nah.
Yeah.
Villa are on hot form. Ever since
They've got some good players.
that goalless month that they had, they just went on a tear.
That's 300 pounds.
Yeah, it's literally, I'm looking at Villa for the last 5, and looking at the schedule for Villa, they've got you guys play them in 2 weeks' time. You could see that being, if you drop your games against Brentford and they beat Brighton, and then that goes into a game where Villa could go equal points on you. And beating Villa away is no easy task. It's no easy task whatsoever.
Agreed.
So Villa are there. Like, they're there to not prop up the table whatsoever. And people, and just a little bit off the thing, we're seeing that like Chelsea, I've heard someone say to me that Chelsea have underperformed. I don't think they've underperformed. I reckon they've over expectations. I put Chelsea in my Premier League predictions as 8th and 9th. I didn't consider Chelsea anywhere near. To put them placed 3rd, and then literally competing with what is, and I hate to say it because I do not like Arsenal for the way their fans are. Not you, SJ, because you're one.
No, he's 100% one of them.
Yeah, yeah. You're one.
You're 100% right, mate.
Don't listen to him.
I actually Arsenal fans more than anything, but to go out to play against one of the best teams in the Prem and to grab a point down to 10 men, I reckon that's a win for Chelsea more than it is a loss for Arsenal.
Yeah, I do agree. I think Chelsea will be happy with that. I did listen to Maresco's comments. I didn't think Chelsea were the better team. I thought they caused us problems in some areas, but then when you look at the game, they didn't really cause us too much. You know, Raya made a few good saves and stuff, but the one thing that worries me about other teams that Arsenal at the moment is we've got still a lot of key players that are injured that are coming back. And the way we're winning games and we're winning with what we've got, you add that in there, that is a very, very nice recipe. A very, very nice. Especially Guoka is out. Havertz is out. Gabriel, when he comes back, we obviously don't know how. I think it's 2 months, I think. The system at the moment with Saliba and Mosquera or Hincapié, is that going to work? You know, how long is Saliba out for? It's keeping people fresh now through this Christmas period, which is going to be the key. Because I don't think anyone thought that Arsenal were going to be leading the Champions League elimination stages either, you know, with obviously Munich losing, Liverpool losing, City losing, and Real Madrid obviously being very, very close to losing as well. So, and they're the games that are going to matter as well, because as Nishka said, you've got that, you know, that big calendar coming up as well, and Christmas. And was it 3 days break and then there's a game? So yeah, it's going to be tiring, and that's when the injuries are going to occur as well.
Yeah,
so.
Respect to 10 days. Arsenal will have to play Brentford at home, travel to Villa, play in Belgium to play Club Brugge, and then play Wolves in the space of 10 days.
And they're the bogey teams, and they're the teams you've got to get the 3 points against, and that's what I've noticed this season. Before we go over to the next part, that Arsenal this season are beating the teams that they struggled with against last season. Like we beat you, for instance, at St James's Park. Tough place to go, man, every time, right? But we fought it, we beat it. We beat Fulham. We beat Spurs. We're beating the teams that we struggled. That game that we played against Tottenham, if you watched the second half before Eze scored, we were actually inviting Tottenham back into the game because Richarlison's goal should never have happened. Zubimendi just was in the wrong place at the wrong time, travelling with the ball, got tackled, boom, done. And everyone's thinking that's a worldie. It is a worldie, but no one really said anything about it. And then Eze steps up and scores another one, and it's game over, And that's the thing, the football could change very, very quickly. So for me, Arsenal at the moment are the team to watch out for, but they're also, they've got to keep with that momentum. You've got to try and keep beating these teams that they struggled with last season. And I think if we go beat Brentford, we beat Villa, we'll be having a different conversation at Christmas time of where it's at. Because end of the day, it's pressure on the guys below them. As much as they got pressure on above, they drop points. Arsenal could be 9 to 12 points at the end of Christmas, which is a massive gap. We're already
6 points.
We're 9 points in front of Liverpool.
Yeah, you can tell me what happened at Anfield as well while you're on that rant, if you want.
Nobody said that. Anyway, we're going to go over to the next couple of topics as we wrap it up here. Prediction results from Matchweek 13. So as you know, every week we do predictions, and it's been getting quite interesting at the moment. Here we go. Well, you started late and you did leave us, so you've come back into it. Leading the way is myself, 64 points. Behind is Nishka with 63, tied with Keeper with 63. Shaz is on 46. Kaus is on 41. Anthony on 29. RJ on 24. Suts on 10. Husey on 14. And last week's results, I got 5. Nishka got 4. Keeper got 5. Kaus got none. Shaz got 8. RJ got none. Anthony got 4, and Husey got 7. Suts got none.
Woo!
There must have been some out there results last week if Shaz got 8 and Husey got 7.
Yeah, Shaz got Brentford 1, Man City 1, West Ham 1. Hang on, 1. No, sorry, that's the wrong person. No, there he is. There we go. He got Sunderland 1, Leeds 1. Sorry, Man City 1, Everton no. West Ham, he got the correct score, 2-0, and he got the correct score with Brighton and Forest, which knocked his points right up.
What about me? No, I'm curious.
What did you get? You got 1 for City, 1 for Newcastle, 3 the Man United and Crystal Palace score.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Brighton.
Well done.
And on that note, I'm hoping to see if Anti's going to come back. We've just lost him.
Anthony said he had to go out.
Anthony's gone.
Okay, need your predictions. Okay, let's crack along.
Are we doing both? Are we doing the midweek games and the weekend? We're doing both? Lots?
We'll do midweek. Well, I can do both. We just have to do week 15. We can do it at the end of... We could probably do it Friday. We can open another one going into the weekend if you want. Because I haven't done it. I've only done the midweek. So we do the midweek?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we want something to talk about. Otherwise, we'll have to do a double show, which will be even longer. You happy with that?
What's that? What are we going to do? Another show?
Yeah. Well, if we
this
do,
week? I might have thought another show this week.
No, it'll be Friday.
That's 2 shows this week.
Yeah, but it will be shorter.
No, it'll be the same as today.
All right, hang on. Bear with me then. Hang on.
Fuck, man, I don't need no beer at this rate.
I'm going to need a carton at this rate.
You're a pain. I've got to organise it all
I'm
now.
not paid. I'm going to fix the do,
Sponsored
mate.
by Single Fin.
I've got to do it all and change it all around.
This one's already gone for nearly 2 hours already.
Oh, stop your whinging.
Sponsored by Single Fin. May as well get
Right.
a sports bet, Nishka.
Okay, give me the results. Give me the games for weekend,
Okay, give me a sec.
and then we'll do
On the
them as well.
weekend, we've got Villa v Arsenal.
Yep, next.
Bournemouth, Chelsea. Everton, Forest.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I can't type as quick as you guys.
Old man
What's
fingers.
No, I can't. What's the next one after Bournemouth?
Everton, Forest.
I'm slow, remember. Next.
City, Sunderland.
Yep.
Everton. Oh, did I fuck it up?
No,
Yeah,
it's no
good.
Everton.
Newcastle, Burnley. Tottenham, Brentford. Hey, enough of that, Nishka. I'm on our shift tomorrow. Stop that yawn.
Yep.
Leeds, Shitterpool.
Mate,
Yep.
Brighton, West Ham.
Yep.
Fulham, Palace. Fuck's sake, even I'm yawning now.
Yep.
And the mighty Wolves versus United.
All right, hang on. I just need to copy and paste it again. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's start off week 14. Fulham versus Man City. I'm going to go for 2-2. Nishka.
which game?
Fulham, Man City.
Man City 2-1.
Who's he?
Man City 3-0.
All right, we'll go on Anthony's next because he hasn't done his. Bournemouth and Everton. I'm going to go 2-1. Nishka.
1-1.
Oh, you prick. You may as well I'm doing the same.
Newcastle and Tottenham. I'm going to go 2-1. Nishka.
3-0 Spurs.
Ooh. Who's he?
2-2.
I'm going to go back to you. Who's he? Brighton and Villa.
Brighton and Villa. Ooh. 1-1 draw.
1-1. Brighton and Villa. Nishka.
3-1 Villa.
I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton. I'm going to go back to you, Nishka. Burnley and Palace.
Oh. Palace 1-0.
Ooh.
Who's he?
I got a weird feeling. 0-0 draw.
I'm going to go 3-0.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think Palace will beat hands down. Wolves and Forest. I'm going to go 1. I'm going to go 2-1. I think Wolves are going to beat Forest. Nishka.
3-1 Forest.
Who's he?
2-1 Forest.
Back to you. Who's he? Arsenal and Brentford.
3-0.
Nishka.
1-1.
Oh,
No, I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I'll go Leeds and Chelsea. I'm going to go 1-3. Chelsea 1-3-1. Actually, I'm going to change that. I'm going to go 2-2, actually. Because they got no Casido. Leeds and Chelsea, Nishka.
Chelsea 2-0.
Who's he?
Leeds 2-1.
Ooh. Back to you, who's he for Liverpool and Sunderland?
Sunderland 1-0.
Whoa, that's big. Nishka.
Liverpool 3-0.
Oh, I'm going to go 2-2 draw. Man United, West Ham. I'm going to go 2-1. Nishka.
Who'd you go 2-1 to?
Man United.
I think 1-1.
1. Who's he?
1-0 United.
Who, West Ham
Okay.
United or Man United?
Man United.
Right, and now we will go with Villa and Arsenal. I will go 1-2. 2-1 Arsenal. Nishka.
2-1 Villa. Villa's on a tear, mate.
Who's he?
1-1 draw.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back to you, who's he for Bournemouth and Chelsea?
Chelsea 2-0.
Nishka.
1-1.
I'm going to go 1-1. We'll go to Everton and Forest. Nishka.
I'm going to go Everton 2-1.
Who's he?
2-2.
I'm going to go 2-1 Everton. Man City and Sunderland. I'm going to go 2-1 City. Nishka.
3-0 City.
Who's he?
4-0 City.
Ooh. Back to you, Nishka. Newcastle and Burnley.
Newcastle 2-0.
Ooh.
Who's he?
2-1.
To Newcastle.
Yep.
I'm going to go 3-0. We'll go Tottenham Brentford. Nishka.
Tottenham 2-1.
Who's he?
Brentford 2-1. Because Tottenham are at home and Tottenham can't play at home.
I'm going to go Brentford 2-1 as well. Leeds and Liverpool. I'm going to go 1-3 Liverpool. Nishka.
3-1 Liverpool.
3-1. Who's he?
1-1 draw.
1
I
draw.
got no faith in Liverpool this season. Fuck all of it.
Holy fuck.
Brighton West Ham.
Who?
Who's he?
Brighton 2-1.
Nishka.
4. Damn X actually. 4. I'm going to go 1-1.
Back. I'm going to go 2-0. I'll go Fulham and Palace. I'll go draw 1-1. Fulham and Palace, Nishka.
2-2.
2-2. Fulham and Palace, who's he?
2-0 Palace.
Back to you, who's he for Wolves and United?
1-0 Wolves. Dang, we'll turn around.
Oh, God. Nishka.
He's thinking about it now.
He wants to win this deep down.
I'm going to go 1-1. I wanted to say Wolves, but I'm not going to.
I'm going to go 1-2 2. 2-1 Man United.
Boo.
Okay, gentlemen, that is the end of the predictions. I will get them all sorted out. But few recaps on this week's games. What do we think is going to be the showdown game of this week?
I'll just turn that off. Shit.
Of this week.
This week, including both rounds, or just the one round?
We'll go for midweek and then we'll go for the weekend.
Midweek game of the round, I reckon, will be Newcastle Spurs.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably the midweek one for me as well.
Okay.
I think Aston Villa Brighton's a good shout too, as well, for the midweek ones.
I'm going to go Liverpool and Sunderland.
For real?
I think that's going to be a game, man. I really do.
Liverpool, Sunderland at Anfield.
Yeah.
You think that's a game?
Yeah, it's when Sunderland going to turn around.
Sunderland 6th, Liverpool 8th.
This guy's. I think this guy something happened to him.
I think he went to London and fucking had too much to the head.
Yeah. Did you cop a whack when you're over there or something?
All right, we'll go over to the next one in the weekend. What are we going for showdown game of the weekend?
Wolves United. We're going to turn it around.
I think that Aston Villa Arsenal game is going to be a cracker. I think.
It's an early game too.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a cracking game. I think.
8:30
I'd like to do the watch along for that one. If we
Do you want to
do
do?
a watch along.
You want to do midweek?
Yeah, Saturday.
You're going to do midweek.
That's Aston Villa Arsenal Saturday night.
Yeah. Okay.
After Div 1. Looks good.
Yep. All right, we'll lock that in. We can't do any watch-alongs midweek, eh?
No, I can't. I go
Okay.
to work when the games start.
All good. That's fine.
gotta
Any shout-outs before we wrap it up?
Any
I got-
shout-outs?
I got
Any-
one. Hold on.
Go on.
I'm going to change my name. Give me a sec.
You change your name.
Oh,
I can't see it, by the way. I can only see it on here.
That's fine.
We are so back. I just read yours, Nishka.
Yeah,
After
We're
one
so
fucking game, we are
We're
so
so back.
back.
we're so back, baby.
There you go.
Well, that's all you're gonna say. All that time I sat here and I waited just to read that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't own a camera.
A bloke
No,
who
it's
supports
changed.
the team on top of the table and the bottom of the table.
I'm good, eh?
FL.
Know whether it's Martha or Martha.
Floppable suck. Oh, I love it. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much, as always, for jumping on. It has been a while, but for all of our viewers that have tuned in tonight, thank you very much to Svinathinik. We've got H-Town, and there was a few others as well. I don't know who else, but
Aardvark joined in.
Aardvark did join in as well. Good to see. Guys, if you have tuned in and you have followed us, feel free to jump on and subscribe. And if you want to be on the show, then feel free to message us and get amongst it. We have a group chat, which has got everyone on. We've still got predictions still to come through from Anthony, Keeper, Cows, RJ, Shaz, Suts as well. We'll have to wait for that. But I will leave you the table before we go. At the top, Arsenal on 30 points, 5 points adrift of Man City. Will they be able to pull in the gap this week or tomorrow against Brentford? We'll have to wait and see. City in second, Chelsea in third, Villa in fourth. They are your top four. Then down into Brighton to P5, Sunderland, Man United, Liverpool, Palace, Brentford are your top 10. Then down into 11th to the bottom, we've got Bournemouth, Spurs, Newcastle, Everton, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, and West Ham in the relegation battles at the moment. Leeds United, Burnley, and Wolves. Looking at most goals of this season so far is looking at Erling Haaland leading the way with 14. Thiago behind in second with 11. Danny Welbeck with 7. Joint with Mateta with 7. And Antonio Semio with 6. Most assists this season, Bruno Fernandes with 5. Granit Xhaka with 4. With Joint with Grealish and Kudis and Quindichley Hartman for Burnley. Interesting. Yellow cards, 5 for Christian Romero. Same with David Brooks. Same with Shrewsbury Hall and Paqueta and Sensei and Lukic, all on 5 yellow cards. Most red cards this season. Everyone on 1 is Casemiro at the top. Everyone else is on 1. And they are your standings as it stands. Questions will be raised this weekend. Will Arsenal be able to keep it up? Will Man City pull the gap? Will Chelsea bounce back again after that draw? Will Liverpool bounce back and get 2 wins on the bounce, or will they lose? We'll have to wait and see. Some big games coming up here, and it's going to be very interesting. Nishka, Huzi, thank you very much, as always, for joining me off the post. We will see you next week when we go over 2 recaps of midweek and the weekend's games. Tune in then, and we'll see you very soon.